Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for my birthday, September 30th, 2025. There is a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. Right, we have 3, 4, 6, 8. I'm noticing we have an 8 and a 6 here and an 8 and a 6 here. So the two 8s look in to this box, placing the 8 in the box. And then we also have the two 6s, although this 6 isn't needed anymore. To put a 6 in one of these two. Now we have the 3 and the 4 looking in here. Because this is a filled box row, the 3 ends up in one of these two, and the 4 ends up in one of these 4. And those are going to point. These 3s point in with this 3. This 3 helps. 3's in one of these two. I'm noticing we have two 4s looking up. This 4 looks in. That places the 4, and that immediately removes one of our 3 corner marks, placing the 3 in the box as well. Okay, 8, 4, 3, 6. How about vertically? We have two 3s. This 3 helps, puts a 3 in one of these two. The 4 in this box puts a 4 in one of these two. That's going to point in here with this 4, putting a 4 in one of these 3. 3, 4, 6, and 8. We do have two 8s. Puts an 8 in one of these two. Okay. 5 looks into this box with this 5, placing the 5. And then 7 looks in, putting a 7 in one of these two. That points down with this 7, putting a 7 in one of these two. We have two places for 7 in this row. I don't have a good way to mark that, but it is something to try to remember if we can. Okay, I want to do this row, which is down to 3 digits. We need a 1, 2, 9. All right, that's not a 2, so that means the 2's in one of these two. And then, so these are 1, 7, 9. Okay. This column is down to 4 digits. We need a 2, 3, 4, 9. So this cell can be any of them, so we're not going to do that one. But the rest we can mark with something. So 2, 3, 4, 9. I see that this sees 3, 9. This sees 2, 4. And this sees the 3. All right. Nothing immediate to do with those. Let's come back up here. This box is down to 4 digits. We need a 1, 5, 7, 9. The 7 looks up and in, placing the 7. The two 7s look down, putting a 7 in one of these two. Now, remember I said there were two places for 7 in this row? We just eliminated one of them. So this is where the 7 goes. That's not a 7. That places the 7 here. All right, over here we have 1, 5, 9. The 5 looks in, two 5s look in, placing the 5 here. So this is down to 1, 9. This whole column is 4 digits. We need a 1, not 3, 1, 6, 8, 9. 1, 6, 8, 9. Well, this one's not a 1, so it's 6, 8, 9. This one's not a 9, so it's 1, 6, 8. Okay. Ton of digits here. We'll scan up into it when we scan the next bands here. I just want to take a look at this. Yeah, let's just finish these rows if we can. So this row needs a 1, 3, 6, 9. This can't be 1 or 6. So this is 3, 9 only. This can't be 3, 9 at all. So it's 1, 6. I think this can be any of 1, 3, 6, 9. Okay, and then this row, we need a 1, 2, 4, 9. So this is 2, 4, 9. This is 1, 2, 4. Again, this can be any of them. Do any of these look down? We have the 7s. We have a bunch of 7s in this, looking at this box, placing the 7. And then 5 and 8. Okay, 5's in two places in this box. Nothing here. Okay. I think that's what we get from the top band. That's quite a bit. Let's move on to the next band. We have this 1 here. 3s. 3 in one of these two. And then 7. 1, 3, 7. So we're pretty close to having something going on in this column here because we still need a 1 and a 7. It's down to these 3 places. This can't be a 1 and this can't be a 7. That's not enough to do it to act on, but we need to keep an eye on that because that could be the crux of the puzzle. We'll see. Maybe not. Nothing else to see here, though, as far as I can tell. So let's move on to this box here. We have 3, 4, and 7. The 4s are done. The 3s do look in to this box, putting a 3 in one of these two. All right, 3, 4, 7. I'm not seeing anything else to do with that. We have 7 and 9 here. Okay. Also not seeing anything with that. Let's do this final band here. We have 5 and 8, 2 and 4. So there's actually no repeated digits in this band. That's usually interesting because it points towards maybe there being a cell that sees a lot of these digits and being able to find a naked single. Let's look at this row first, which is down to 4 digits. We need a 1, 3, 5, 9. Yeah, so this is a naked single because it can't be 1, 3, or 9. So it can only be a 5. Okay, and so then these are 1, 3, 9. I'm seeing this can't be a 3, but that's it. Oh, and that's going to help actually because that makes a 1, 9 pair in this column. One of these will be 1, the other will be 9, meaning we've used up the 1 and 9 for the column. So the rest of the column cannot have a 1 or a 9 in it. So this cell here can't be 1 or 9, so it must be a 2. All right. Leaving behind a 1, 9 pair here. Now, does that 2 help me? Always good to follow up on new digits, but in this case, I'm not seeing how. 4 digits left to, oh no, 5 in this column. Oh, but we have the 1, 9 pair, right? So the remaining 3 digits are going to be a triple. We need a 4, 6, 8. So this is 4, 6. This is 6, 8. This is any of 4, 6, 8? Okay. What else do I have here? 1, 3, 9. What about this box, which is down to 4 digits? We need a 2, 4, 8, 9. I see the 8 here and then the 9 here. So I write out 2, 4, 8, 9. That's not 8. That's not 9. I'm noting in that we could end up with a triple here with 2, 4, 9. I don't see one yet. We also have 2, 4, 9 across here. Oh, I didn't follow up on these 5s. I placed this 5. They look up into here, putting a 5 in one of these two. 5's in one of these two. Not immediately helpful. Okay. I'm not seeing any other cells that look promising for a naked single or anything. So let's go back and do box by box. There's a couple. It's pretty common for me to miss, like when a corner mark is supposed to be telling me that I've eliminated a digit elsewhere, and I just forget when I mark up, things like that. Also, if there's any cells that aren't corner marked in a box, that can often lead you towards something that's very restricted. I don't think there's going to be anything in this top band, though. We took care of up there. But here we've got the 8s and the 4s. All right, I'm suspicious of these 3 because they aren't 4, 8, and they aren't 1, 3, 7. So if you count, that's 5 digits that they already aren't, leaving only 4 digits left that they could be. And if we get any help from over here, then that's enough to mark them as 3 or fewer. So what do we need for the box? We do need a 2. Any of them can be 2. I'm just going to mark it out as we go. They can't be 4. They could be 5. They could also be 6. And they can be 9. So the only one actually is this, being 2, 5, 6. These are all of 2, 5, 6, 9 as far as I can tell. So we'll delete that. Unfortunate. I don't think this 2, 5, 6 does anything at the moment. Okay, this box, there's almost nothing going on. Is there anything I might have missed about it? These aren't 3, 4, 7, 8. Yeah, there's not enough going on here. I'm going to look at this column, though. It is down to 5 digits, but this is a 1, 9 up here, so that could be helpful. So we need a 1, 5, 7, 8, 9. So we know this isn't 1, 7. So this is 5, 8, 9. 1, 5, 8, 9. This can't be 1, 5. So this is 7, 8, 9. Okay, not a whole lot from that. This is still 1, 6, 8, 9 as far as I can tell. All right, what about this box? So these two aren't the 3, 4, 5. It's not a lot, but that is 5 digits that they aren't. So we need a 1, 2, 6, 8. Do I have anything? 1, 2, 6, 8. These are all of it. 1, 2, 6. Sorry, 1, 2, 6, 8. It can be any of them. Okay. This box we basically took care of. Is this? Yeah, this was down to 2, 3, 4, 9. I don't think these two do anything. They aren't the 3 or 4. Yeah, it's not enough. Actually, this one, is this one enough? It's not 1, 3, 4, 5, 8. No, that's not enough. All right. What about this cell? I don't see how. It's not these digits. So it's not 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Yeah, that's not enough. Okay, nothing from the boxes. So I'm going to go row by row and just make sure I didn't miss any pairs or something that might look restricted that I might want to mark up, or just something to hunt for in the row. Basically just looking for anything to do related to these rows. We know these aren't 4. Is that enough to work off of? Probably not. Yeah, we already checked this cell, actually. There's not much to see here. Might come down to the columns. Let's look at the columns. 4, 6, 8. So we removed 1 and 9 from these. Is that really not all that helpful? Okay, so 9 in this box, right. We still need to place a 9 in the box. We had this 1, 9 pair and this 9 looking in. So 9's in one of these two, and that's very important. That's probably what I was missing. So these 9s point up, telling us this can't be 9, because the 9's in one of these two. It can't also be here. So this is 1, 9, 9, 1. This is the 3. That does place 3 in this box. It's the only place for 3 now. Let's clean all this up. Oh yeah, down here we get the 1, leaving a 3, 9 pair behind. That's not a 3 anymore. That's not a 1 anymore. All right, so this is just 2, 4, 9 for the row. This is 1, 6 for the row. Not resolved yet. I did get some digits up here, though, the 1s and 9s. What can I do with that? So I do have 2 1s looking in here, which I didn't mark for some... Oh, I think I just got that one. So the 1's in one of these two. This is down to 6, 8, 9. Ah, okay, so this column needs a 9, and it's in one of these two. This is claiming. This is the first time we've done claiming in this puzzle. And so it might be one of the harder ones for people to understand who are newer to Sudoku. So in this column, we need a 9. It's going to end up here or here. The column must have a 9. So we're going to place a 9 here, or we're going to place a 9 here. No matter where we place it, it'll also be in this box, meaning the rest of the box can't have a 9. If you want to think about it the other way, which I don't recommend thinking about it this way, but it can help prove or validate for yourself that that's true. If I tried to put a 9 here, I now would not have anywhere in this column to put a 9. And then the puzzle will be broken because every column needs a 9, just like every row and box. And so this is not a 9. This has to be 3, and that's 9. We have a 2, 4 pair here. This is now the 3 for the column. I think these pointing 9s were the important thing to notice. This is 2, 4, 6, 7. Not a 4. So the 4 is in one of these two. These are 2, 6, 7. So the 4's point telling us this can't be 4. Pointing and claiming are very similar concepts. It's just, is it rows eliminating from boxes or boxes eliminating from rows? Or, whenever I say row, it can also mean column. Let's see. This column is down to 1, 5, 7, 8. So this is 1, 5, 8. I think this could be any of them. 1, 5, 7, 8. All right. What else do we have going on here? I'm looking. What did I get recently that I might follow up on? How about this cell here? Yeah, so it's not 1, 7, 9. It's not 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be down to 3 digits max. So it's not 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be 5. Can't be 5, actually. So we should note that 5 in this box is one of these two. Actually, let's note that first. Because what I've just done is I know there's other corner marks that might make this a little confusing, but one of these two has to be a 1, according to these corner marks I have, and one of these two needs to be a 5, according to these corner marks I have. Notice none of these are corner marked with 1s or 5s. And the corner marks mean this is where it goes in the box. And so if one of them has to be 1 and one of them has to be 5, then I can't put anything else in there. I have to put a 1 in one and a 5 in the other one. I don't know what order they go in, but I do know I need to place both of them. And so that means I can't actually put a 7 in this cell. So the 7 corner mark can be eliminated, and that places 7 in the box. That places 7 in this box as well. And now I know this is down to 6, 8, 9, but it's not an 8, so it's down to 6. Oh, it's not a 9 either. So remember we had these claiming 9s, so the 9 can't go here, and it also sees an 8, so it is a naked 6. So those aren't 6. This is a 2. That's 4 and 6. That's a 2, 8, 4. All right, these are 5, 6, 9. This is not an 8 anymore. All right. So the 8 in this column goes here. That's a 6. That's, oopsie, misplaced. That's a 5. That's not a 2. This is 4, 8, 9. This is 2, 8, 9. I don't need the 9s here anymore. It's an 8, 9 pair. This row, what does it need? 1 and 8. So this 8 tells us the order. That's 1, that's 8. That gives us the 5, 1, and 5. This is the 5 up here. I think we're just cleaning up now. 2, 9 pair, so this can't be 9. This is 4, this is 8. That's 9 and 8. That places the 4. We get the 2, 9, and 4. All right, that's 2 and 9. So let's think about these two digits. We do need a 2. We also need a 9. Okay, not resolved. This is resolved. The box needs a 1, actually. Let's place that. The 1 goes there. It's 6 and 1. We also need a 2, which goes here. That gives us 9 and 2, 6 and 9. This is a 6, and we're done. All right. Interesting puzzle today. I think that had I noticed these pointing 9s earlier, then I would have had an easier time. But I don't know exactly when those unlocked. So, interesting. I think it was when I got the 1-9 pair, to be honest. Yeah, it was. I got the 1-9 pair. This 9 looked in. As soon as that happened, I had these 9s. But I had other things that I was following up on with the 1-9 pair. Like I got this 2. And by the time I came back around, I had forgotten that I was still following up on the 1-9. So follow-ups are really important, but sometimes you can get distracted and forget that you wanted to follow up on something more. All right, cool. Well, let me know how you did. And if you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.